Hey, thanks for sticking around. We're going to do a couple questions real quick. We had one just fly in here, which is awesome. Somebody caught me right as we were coming up. Good job. Way to kick off 5 things. You know, there's a lot more than 5 that we probably wish he didn't say, but you know, we kind of limited it to 5. Yeah. And so you kind of kicked it off with kind of a big kind of overarching one sometimes, and some of these other things we're going to talk about with denying yourself and taking up your cross. And so you did a good job kind of just explaining what that means. And the question I was just asked as we were coming up is, you know, great message, great thoughts, but how do you approach that when you have other people, like family, those kind of things, depending on you, you know, that you're kind of responsible for, those kind of things? How can you take that approach of, okay, I'm just going to deny everything, you know, because they're lumped in with the everything, just deny whatever it is and just trust that all that. How do you view that or approach that? Or yeah, so we're going to lean on your wisdom for this.
That's great. Well, it depends on, I wasn't, you know, I didn't get to hear the question framed, but it depends on if you're saying, does that mean I need to part ways with everything?
Right.
Then no, I don't need to part ways with everything. What deny yourself means is that I'm not placing hope in any of those things to provide for me what I can't provide. In other words, should I leave my family? No, of course not.
Right.
No, my family should be in a part. Now, so I want to have a job that provides for them, et cetera, all those things. But if the Lord calls me to the mission field, or if he calls me to another vocation, or if he calls me to whatever, then at the end of the day, I say, okay, Lord, I trust your wisdom on this, even if that means we have to take a step back in terms of compensation, all that. So I'm not sure exactly what the question was, but does that answer make any sense?
Well, I think they were kind of talking about, you know, taking care of other people. How do you just like push everything aside for this one pursuit, thinking through in the lens of family specifically?
Oh, gotcha. Yeah. No, so think of it this way. So Jesus says in the Sermon on the Mount, seek ye first the kingdom of God, and all these things will be added unto you. So if the direction of my life is seeking his kingdom in my job, if I'm seeking his kingdom as a dad, if I'm seeking the kingdom as a spouse, etc., then I'm going to treat all those people in a fashion that is similar to what he's asked me to do. So deny doesn't mean that I'm abandoning them or my responsibilities or all that. It means I'm actually seeking the kingdom through all those places where God has sovereignly put me.
All right.
Okay.
We're going to go with that.
You look no more convinced.
You can correct us if we're wrong. Yeah. You can come clarify if you need to. And then also, what steps would you say? You know, it's kind of funny. We didn't really plan this, but it kind of coincides with kind of leading up to Easter. A lot of people participate in Lent. You know, they give up something. You know, so what's the difference between like a period like Lent where you give up like sweets or bread or, you know, whatever your something is, and a lifelong commitment of I'm going to deny myself, take up a cross, you know, and endure whatever may come with that. What would you see the differences in that?
That's great. So something like a Lent where you're giving up a particular thing, could be sugar, could be whatever you're giving up. That gives me a taste of what I'm called to over the long haul.
Right.
Just as tithing gives me a taste of what it looks like to approach my whole finances.
Gotcha.
So all of my finances are his,
right,
but I'm called to give specifically this 10% as a reminder to me it's all his. So doing those little things along the way that give me just little tastes of it, I think it helps to remind me that it's an all of life thing.
Right.
But I get practice on the small things.
Yeah, good job, man. Thanks for, always love having you with us, man.
It's good to be here.
Hey, thanks for sticking around. We'll post these. If you have more questions that come as the course of this series, be sure to email them to us, text them to us. We love answering them, and we'll dedicate a podcast, video, whatever we need to do to answer those. Thanks for staying with us. See you next week.